got some new interesting lumber. Went down to the local mill and picked up what they throw away. And this will be interesting to dry. This is green cedar. The reason why I use the term green is it's still wet from cutting. It's going to take a little while to dry this out. But we're going to do a bunch of cut and engrave. I also have some fairly heavy slabs, which I've got to figure out how to cut with my table saw. And this is maple. And we have a little bit more cedar there. Actually, this is, that's fir. So we got some good species. The nice thing is these guys are about a mile from where I live. They're very nice folks. I gave them some artwork the other day, and they invited me to come down anytime and pick through their materials. So the outside of these are kind of rough looking, but the only thing I'm interested in is the inside. So once I've figured out how to cut them, then we'll start doing laser testing on them, see how that works today. So stay tuned, that's what we're up to. After about 15 minutes worth of sanding, I got this down from about 20 millimeters down to about 15 roughly. So it's easy to get underneath the gantry. This cedar, of course, is very wet. It was probably just cut a couple days ago in the lumber mill. So we'll see how our current laser settings work on this. We're currently running 10,000 at 30, and then we'll do a sketch pass at 10,000, or excuse me, at 2,000 at 35, and we'll see how that works. Wow, that's really exceptional. It really makes a difference on the type of wood that you get. Buying from the lumber mill is great because they always have a lot of good scraps. But the detail on this is just phenomenal. It's better than any other wood I've had, which really surprised me because cedar is a soft wood. But this wood is still very wet. It was probably cut within the last 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm definitely going to find some more of this. The only problem I have is I have to have the mill cut it down to 1/2 inch so it's easier to work with. Right now I'm sanding stuff down with a die grinder and a flapper disc and then putting it on my belt sander. It'd be much nicer if I could just get them cut to 12 millimeters. So we're going to go try some other pieces here, but you know, the first test exceeded expectations. Back in a few. So we're going to watch this cut. Notice you can actually see how deep the laser is actually cutting into this wet cedar. And you can see the beam is almost all the way through. It's on its 3rd of 8 passes. So it looks like when we're cutting wood, if it has a lot of moisture in it, or if you soak it in overnight, we might get a lot cleaner cut in the wood and less burning. So I'm going to experiment with that and see what we can learn about that. Very interesting. That stuff was really dirty. This is from just spending a few minutes cleaning or basically cutting the wood and doing some oak paint removal. So I need to increase my maintenance game here. But the blast shield's definitely doing its job. We can clearly see that none of this is getting in the laser. It's just simply messing up the surface of this piece of plexiglass. So we took the cedar, we put a little bit of Minwax clear, polyacrylic stuff, and we put it on both sides. We also sanded it with 220 grit, so we smooth out the surface. The other thing we're playing with today is actually cardboard. I haven't done much with any kind of paper or cardboard material, so I thought it'd be fun to see how much of it I can burn up. So I've got a collection, and I'm going to actually just use some of the same native art images we have to see how well I can engrave it. And something I've been wanting to try. So probably in about 20 minutes, we'll check in and see how it did. Well, interesting. Another light burn crash. You see all the OKs here? Somewhere, if we scroll up and look for the last of it, we will find the error. Again, it's the same old thing. Error number 2. Somehow they're having problems with an unstable stream. The other thing I've been noticing is that frequently the user interface crashes, but the job still runs. So I'm going to go ahead and just restart this. We'll check back in about 30 minutes, see if it finishes up. But let's see if it'll restart. I don't think it will. Well, maybe not. Let's see. That's interesting. It actually did restart. That's the first. I've never been able to get it to do that before, so that's a little different from the previous behaviors. So we're in the process of playing with cardboard. I did get an initial result, which wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, the cardboard I have is really crummy. But there's our favorite little hummingbird. And that would make an interesting card for kids to play Uno or other games with. It could even make it into a playing card for poker. Gonna have to think about that. That might be a fun one to do because cardboard is free. Back in a few. So we've finished 4 different passes. We're doing a 5th one here just as a proof that the settings are good. So in grayscale mode, at 400 DPI, we're running 9740 in 35 watt mode. Line mode, which is just cutting the outline out, it's 2850 at 40. And then sketch mode, we're doing, trace mode, we're doing 990 at 40. And so the runtime for that's about 34 minutes. But let's go take a look at the results. We started on this. This was running at 6,000. Then we went up to 10,000 at 30, 10,000 at 35, and 10,000 at 40. In 10,000 at 40, we could really see the grayscale that's in the wings and the feathers. We also got nice deep engraving, so we have a really nice 3D effect there. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm burning one more, but that experiment turned out well. And again, it's the first time I've tried cardboard. It would be fun for kids' parties and things to make little cardboard things for them. The other thing is, I took some of the real thin cedar and sanded it down, and I've put a coat of the clear Minwax on there. I'm going to let that dry overnight, and then we'll run that in the morning. So that'll be it for today. Thanks everybody for watching.